Good evening. Welcome to the John Gaunt podcast. Last night was a humdinger. Let's see if we can make this one even better than that. Here's the title. Starmer has lost control. Reminds me of a Joy Division song. No borders. Look at the Chagos. Is it on or is it off? He doesn't seem to know. Different ministers briefing different things. And then, of course, there's Mandelson. What the hell was the Metropolitan Police doing telling Mandelson's lawyers who tipped them off? And by the way, let's start the program with an apology. 2 apologies. Put it in your diary from Gaunty. Number 1, I apologise for calling everybody a plonker last night who told me the football was on tonight, Sky Blues versus Sheffield United, and I thought it was last night. I was completely wrong. And I was also wrong about another thing as well, which I've got to apologise for. Somebody said, oh, Mandelson's had his passport taken off him. I said, don't be stupid. No, he hasn't. But he had. But that's how confusing this story is. The story is a complete mess. It just all smells of complete and utter bullshit. And to use another Joy Division image, he's lost control. She's out of control. Starmer hasn't got a clue what's going on. We are being taken to hell in a handcart by this plonker. That's what I think. What do you think? I don't want to hang about. I want to get straight to the meat of this tonight and get talking. Come on, if you've got an opinion, let's hear from you. Because today, another crisis. And this one is spiraling out of control so fast. It's unbelievable. It's like the collapse of the England cricket team. 450, maybe 500 illegal criminal migrants have either crossed the channel today or are on their way. Yes, check your diaries. It's only February. More people have come in today than by this time last year in total up to this date. The weather has calmed down a bit. They're back in the rubber dinghies. They've got their flip-flops on, their designer T-shirts, their leather jackets, and they're ready to get a brand new mobile phone. And don't you dare try to take that phone off them. They're coming, and they are invading. They are men of fighting age. They're illegal. I haven't got anything at all against well-controlled, managed immigration. But why should these flip-flop warriors be allowed to jump the queue? Answer, they shouldn't. What's Starmer done about it? Sweet F.A. We hear today that the French, again, have done nothing. Just wave them off. Bon voyage. That's what the French do, whilst they pocket millions and millions of your tax-paying dollars that the plonker Starmer has given them. He hasn't got a clue. How many more times? Navy in the Channel, Army on the beach. We need to deter. We need to detain. They should all be in army camps, not allowed out. And then we need to deport. Delios, shocks away. But no, whilst Starmer is busy trying to score points against Kemi, at Prime Minister's question time today, Britain is burning. This country is collapsing. Why can't he get a bloody grip of the things that really matter to us? And one of those things is, of course, illegal immigration. Your opinion, please. Let's have it now. Next thing, the Chagos deal. We were told earlier today it was off. Well, it was being held up. Last night, Donald Trump gave his State of the Nation address. Yes, it was big-headed. Yes, it went on forever. But at least he's got a vision, an absolute vision of what he wants America to be. He wants to make America great again. Starmer's got no vision. In fact, Mr. Magoo has got more vision than that prat. Right? And that's the problem. So we had a minister today briefing, oh no, we've suspended the negotiations because now evidently Mauritius are going to make, no, not Mauritius, the Maldives. Can you believe this? They're now claiming that the Chagos belong to them. It's a farce, an absolute farce. And the truth is, Starmer is scared to break wind or fart without the permission of Donald Trump. That's what's going on here. We shouldn't be giving away the Chagos anyway. We're going to need it to bomb the fuck out of Iran in just a couple of days' time. That's why Trump is so upset. Did you see as well in the State of the Union address, he basically said to the Democrats, stand up if you believe the first duty of a government is the protection of its own citizens. So they didn't stand up. So what do they look like? Traitors. Traitors. But he's a leader. Whether you like him or not, he's a leader. Starmer will never be a leader whilst I've got a hole in my underpants. And then, just to add to it, to make sure we don't get carried away and we actually begin to believe we are Great Britain. I know it refers to the landmass, but we're not great, are we? We're standard Britain, a bit like second-class Britain, standard being the word they use on trains. This country has been driven into the ground by 14 years of conservative misrule, mass migration, especially illegal migration, no sense of what our culture, our tradition, our customs are. And then we get Mandelson. And we get two of our Commonwealth countries, Australia and New Zealand, stirring the pot because they want to be a republic. And the BBC report it breathlessly as if that's what should happen, that the royal family, they keep going on about Generation Z. Who the fuck are Generation Z and who cares? They're kids. They'll have plenty of time to wreck the country like we had plenty of time and Starmer's had plenty of time when they have grown a beard. And I'm just talking about the women now. But the Mandelson scandal is outrageous. So the police get a tip-off that he's going to run away. Now, to be fair to Mandelson, he says, no, he wasn't. But it's a pretty odd story. Why would he go to the British Virgin Isles? And if he did, don't we own them? Couldn't we just bring him back? What game is he up to? And now he's trying to spin his way out of the trouble he's in. He's up to here in it, but he's trying to spin his way out. And he's saying the Met have got it in for him, that it's outrageous. How dare they take his passport? And then today it's revealed Lindsay Hoyle, Speaker of the House of Commons, stands up and says, it was me who grassed him up. He'd been over there, evidently, and he'd heard a whisper that this is what Mandelson was planning. However, the Metropolitan Police, because they're more politically correct than thou, they're on the same level of Starmer, all with their rainbow laces and the rest of it. I'm talking about the top echelons, not the boys and girls on the front line. They're like, oh, we'll tell you who grassed you up. It was Lindsay Hoyle. So that's why he came out in Parliament today and said, yeah, it was me. Now the Met Police are apologising to the Speaker for doing that, for telling Mandelson's lawyers. The whole thing's a joke. We are the laughing stock of the world. The absolute laughing stock. Then we've got a royal family that's in turmoil with Andrew and the rest of it. What's Starmer do? He sits there all smug, all prim and proper, and then he has a go at Nigel Farage. You're meant to be answering the questions, not asking the questions, Starmer. He has a go at him because evidently some two-bit councillor from Reform retweeted a tweet which said he wanted that a certain MP deserved to be shot. Number one, it was a turn of phrase. Number two, yes, it's not very pleasant. Number three, it's not really Farage. He doesn't need to apologise. And then they tried to make the whole of Prime Minister's questions, the commentariat, the BBC, Channel 4 and the rest of them, they tried to make it all about that rather than the substantive issues, which is Starmer, which is Chagos, which is the future of our great country. They want it to be a row about whether Farage should apologise or sack this councillor, who he's probably never even bloody heard of. It's nonsense. It's a joke. It's the same with the BBC and all this bullshit about that poor bloke, John Davidson. He's got a condition, a well-known medical condition, right, where he shouts out offensive words. We've been talking about this for a couple of days. They've made it that he's the guilty one. All of these be kind Hollywood stars, let's make every speech about diversity. We're all here tonight and it's all so inclusive because the movie industry, everybody can be whoever they want. Yeah, as long as they're willing to take one up the back way from some filthy paedophile that infests, and I use that as a metaphor, not as a reality, infests Hollywood as well. You watch how this is all going to pan out when all this Epstein then comes out. Watch what happens. Mark my words. But look at the way they're going on about it. They're making the man with the disability feel guilty. And now that idiot, and I know him, the guy who's the Director General of the BBC, who's on his way out, he's had to go because he's made such a fuck up of things. He's now saying there needs to be a full and urgent inquiry. There should have been a full and urgent inquiry when people on Newsnight, Panorama, stitched up the president of the free world, which is why we're going to end up paying billions to Donald Trump. You didn't get an apology out straight away then, did you? But no, because this guy used the N word, he's been crucified on the altar of political correctness. He's got a disability. Vanity Fair even wrote a story, I was reading about it today, where they put the fact that he says these words in inverted commas, as if he was making it up. It's a medical condition. The bloody movie that was winning all the awards, I swear, is the name of the movie, is all about this, to make us all understand it more, for us all to be more inclusive. But no, certain black actors and certain white actors and the Hollywood movie industry, which is as corrupt as anything you can guess, they all want to make a big fuss about this, about a word. Words don't kill people. Guns don't kill people. People kill people. And it's you when you start a witch hunt like this. That poor chap, he meant nothing about it. And it's the same with all kind of language. It's about intent. It's like comedy when they try to censor comedians. What is the intent of the joke? And if it is to slightly barb people, there's nothing wrong with that. If comedy didn't have an edge, it's not comedy. Sorry, I've gone off on one there. But this is the state of the country. This is what this government is doing. It all started earlier with the Tories. Yes, it did, I know. But these stories today, how can we let all these illegals in? We can't. The Chagos deal, why are we giving away our country? And the Mandelson scandal. And then add to this all gives ammo to idiots like the gap-toothed Jack Polanski. Have you seen his latest idea? If you vote for him tomorrow, you need your head examining. He wants to get rid of all borders. Oh, we're all going to live together. We're all human beings. We all believe to the world. We all belong to the world. He is going to allow all the illegals in. Not only that, he wants to give them a house. Not only that, he wants to give them a living. He wants to give them a living wage as soon as they land at Dover in their flip-flops. And do you know what the danger is here? I bet you he might get in tomorrow, and then this will become part of mainstream discourse. The tit whisperer and his ridiculous ideas suddenly become part of our political agenda. You've got to wake up. You've got to realize what these woke idiots are trying to do to our country. They are trying to destroy it. They've destroyed the people. Now they're going to destroy the country. Agree or disagree? Put your ideas down in the comments, because let's stop pretending. Britain's borders are gone. Thank you, Boris. Thank you, Rishi. Thank you, indeed, you idiot Starmer. This government is floundering. It's like a fish, a mackerel, when you pull it out, when you go to somewhere like Padstow fishing, and it's flipping, flopping like that on the deck as it's gasping for breath. That's what this government's doing. Starmer's got to go. He's completely out of his depth. 450, 500 illegal migrants. You don't know if they're terrorists, Mr. Starmer. You don't know if they're rapists, do you? You don't know if they're all God-fearing, lovely people. We don't know. So you shouldn't let them in. You wouldn't let somebody in at passport control if they didn't have a passport. No, you wouldn't. You'd detain them under lock and key. So how ridiculous. Somebody arrives at Gatwick on a plane, got no ID. They're not going to be just let through, are they? Even if they were, well, probably definitely if they were a British citizen. Then we've got the Chagos deal. What's going on there? And has there been backhanders? It doesn't add up to me. And then Mandelson. Well, that's just a farce. It's a tragicomedy, that. This isn't a wobble. It's an absolute meltdown. And so the final question, and I've asked it so many times, I'm getting bored of it myself. Can Starmer survive? Can Starmer survive? Should he be allowed to? Personally, and this is a metaphor just for the heart of thinking, I think he should be taken around the back of the stables and be done with. Or taken into his study, large tumbler of whiskey, we leave a revolver on the table, Stalin, Adolf Hitler sort of style, and he decides what he wants to. It's a metaphor, doesn't mean I don't want him to blow his bloody brains out. He'd have trouble finding them, wouldn't he? So that's what I'm talking about tonight. Have you got a view? And I'm going to come to all your comments now. That was 16 minutes. That was brilliant. I am on fire. You are correct. And I just want to say now a massive thank you to Den Spinks and also to Richard Pope. They've just donated just before I started 9 beers. 9 beers to support these podcasts. Colin Rowell, he put 3 in. Elaine Izzo, she put a few in. Leslie Clark, Maggie Young. These are just people. Alan Fox, these are people who have just done it in the past 24 hours. So if you think I'm good, and I am good, please feel free to donate. You can either go to, they're all the coffee ones. You can go to www.buymeacoffee.com/JonGaunt, or you can click the little $sign and do it within YouTube. And of course, the big news today, which I've told all the people, don't forget as well, if you do donate, you get on the electronic mailing list. So you're kept up to date. So one of the things that everybody on that list found out today, we've now hit 7,000, we've gone past it, 7,000 subscribers. You're making this a success. Obviously, it's down to me as well, but you're making it a success. So if you donate, you get on that list as well. And so you hear all about that and advance notice and all the rest of it. Enough of the adverts. Let's go to somebody called Please Keep Private People. They are all the same, Gaunty. Make no mistake. Corruption is in every public funded organization. You are absolutely right. Thank you for making your point on YouTube. Here's the left winger, Graham Fletcher. He says, I've been waiting all day for your apology, particularly after you called me an idiot, a moron, and a lefty socialist. You can't even spell it. Go on then. I apologise. I have apologised, you dickhead. Did you not hear me? I started the show. See, that's a typical lefty. It's never enough for you, is it? Give me the horsehair shirt and I'll put it on. Why don't you go and pick on somebody who's got Asperger's or whatever? Go on. I'm pulling your leg now, Graham. If you don't like it, if you can't take the heat, sweetheart, get out of the kitchen. And then he's put 3 smiley faces. I don't know whether we'll upset him or not. I don't care, really. I'm up for it tonight, guys. I bet you. I bet Starmer's happy about the amount of invaders coming in today, John, says Den Spinks. Well, somebody's got to be happy. They're all voters for him, aren't they? I mean, can you believe what is happening up in that seat in Manchester where they've put out adverts in Urdu? That shouldn't be allowed. And that dumb woman who's standing for them. Oh, I'm a plumber. You're not a plumber. You're no more a plumber than that woman who was a mechanic. No, Kylie, who was a mechanic. Kylie was a plumber, but there was a mechanic in, I worked with her actually at BBC London. Joanne Good was her name in real life. She went out for a spanner with Benny in Crossroads and never came back. Do you know who I'm talking about? What was the character called? But it's just ludicrous that this woman is, oh, yeah, working class, and she's a plumber. Oh, yeah, let's all vote for her. Sectarian voting. I don't like it at all. Someone tell Starmer the small boats are full of Chagusians. He'll soon stop the boats then. Nice one. If Chagos is off, we have some cash then, don't we? Says Graham, trying to get back in with me. Shut up, you socialist. He would. Laugh out loud, Jackie. Thank you. There's a donation. First one of the night. Thank you very much. A super sticker. £3. First 1, 2, 3, 4 has just donated £3. Thank you very much. Richard Pope, along with Den Spinks, they donated 45 quid earlier. 9 beers. Thank you ever so much, lads. Starmer will just shove it under the carpet like he does with anything else that's in his favour. How is Starmer getting away with all this? How is he getting away with it? It can't go on much longer. Surely, if he gets hammered tomorrow, so by Friday morning we'll know, then that's the end, isn't it? It's got to be the end. But they've got no one to replace him. No one. And I couldn't believe the way he had a go today at Nigel. And Kemi Badenoch, what was her questions about today? Why don't she just get straight in there or rip him a new one like she has done for the past few weeks? They're all comfy, aren't they? That's the bottom line. They're all comfy. Oh, somebody said I should be shot. It's just rubbish. I know MPs are being attacked. I know MPs are being killed, and it's terrible, and it shouldn't happen. But I also know white girls are being raped and murdered the length and breadth of this country. Is Starmer putting out the sympathy for them? Is he? Let's face it, John, it's all too obvious we're being run by traitors and chancers. Very hard to argue with that, Paul. Thank you, Paul Robottom. Barty Verity, Labour and Starmer are traitors to the British. Correct. Out of Control, the Chemical Brothers, says Ed 422. I don't know that song. I meant She's Lost Control Again. I meant that song by Joy Division. But maybe there is one, but maybe I'm getting confused. I don't mind. You can tell me. David KT, can't anyone see the Epstein files is the key which should open the door of truth? Yes. Everything else is smoke, screen, and a diversion from that truth coming out. You're correct, David. And that's why it's going to drag on for ages. I see Bill Gates apologise today. He said, oh, yeah, I've had 2 girlfriends who are Russian, but they weren't Epstein clients. It's like, sue me, Bill Gates, you liar. Your pants are on fire. What's that sound? Clang, 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 clang. It's bum cheeks clanging all the way through the establishment. But you know what? I bet you hardly anyone will end up getting prosecuted. Den Spink says, cynical to think this, John. Maybe Parliament needs a few with Tourette's in there to wake him up. I think that's a good idea, Den. I think that's quite a good idea. I wouldn't mind trying that. But I tell you what, if you want to talk about the Tourette's thing, please do, because each day I get more and more angry about it. I told you, Lisa told me to calm down. Why are you so worked up? Because I think it's so unfair. They're being, and the term is ableist, aren't they? Somehow it's his fault. And even he's now saying, well, the BBC should have controlled the sound better. No. You've got a medical condition. You didn't mean to say it. You said it. They should just be able to brush it off. It's only a word. It's not a nice word. It's horrid. Get over it. Steve Palmer, 3817, donated lots of money over the last few months. He's now become a member of my YouTube. Thank you very much indeed. Very easy to do. Just go to the YouTube page, which is JonGauntTV. It's free to subscribe, but then you can become a member. I think it's $1.99 to be a normal fan. Super fans $2.99. I don't know. I don't fix the prices, but why don't you do that as well? But if you'd like to donate tonight, please do so. Just go press the $sign and donate a few quid, or go to www.buymeacoffee.com/John Gaunt. I do want to stop this madness in a moment, because today is the first anniversary of one of my greatest friends passing away, a guy called Nick. We all know him as Nobby. I'm going to talk about him in a moment, but he was a marvellous, marvellous chap, and I didn't want the day to go without mentioning him. Let's just take some more callers, some more comments. Fact is, Starmer couldn't give an FC UK if they're terrorists or rapists or scroungers. I find it hard to argue with that. He wouldn't know. That's what I'm saying. It started with Blair, says Ed4270 on YouTube. Here's a good one. Terry Wheatley always makes good comments. That Polanski, the Green Party idiot, the tit whisperer, used to make money by saying to women, I can make your breasts bigger. Then he'd talk to them. Like that. I don't know if it was like that. Sorry. That's an old joke. It sounds a bit pervy to me. What do you think? It's that old joke, isn't it? I'll have to weigh on foot. No, I'm not going there. Stop it. Stop encouraging me. That Polanski is a dangerous lunatic who wants to legalise all drugs. Free accommodation and benefits to all illegal immigrants. Probably no law and order. No, he's one of these ones who'd want to get rid of the police, wouldn't he? Unfortunately, the younger generation think he's the new Messiah. Terry, you're right. You're absolutely right. I was speaking to somebody, very well-informed guy. I think I mentioned it yesterday, a lecturer. He works in demographics and stuff. And he was saying young people, they just see the headline. Let's have a world without wars, and let's have a world without... Imagine there's no... What's that song? John Lennon singing about imagine the world and all that shit. And then he's got one room in his mansion which is at a special temperature for all his fur coats. A stinking hypocrite. Yeah? I'm sorry, he is. John Lennon, hypocrite. Wrote some good songs, but a hypocrite. Starmer is the rear guard action, covering those who are hiding the truth. Well, that's what it feels like. David, I'm with you on that. Den Spinks, it's very fishy, lol. I bet Bertie the Bass is on his wall too. I like those. John's mackerel at Padstow quip inspired me to say that, lol. Have you ever gone mackerel fishing? It wasn't in Padstow. I tell you where I went mackerel fishing. Where they film... what's that program with the guy who's out of Death in Paradise? It's now called Death Beyond Paradise or some other nonsense. And they pretend it's in Devon. Lou in Cornwall. I went mackerel fishing there. I had a skinful the night before, right? And literally, you have a milk bottle top on like a broom handle. You put it over and the mackerel are more or less jumping in. Thickest fish in the world. I think they're all Villa fans. So anyway, the fish are jumping in, and then suddenly we're in this little like a rowing boat with a motor on the back of it, sewing machine, like those mopeds we had when we were kids. What were they called? Yamaha Fizzes. Did your mum miss a sewing machine? Anyway, right, and we're going around Looe Harbour picking up mackerel, right, and then suddenly, I threw up, right, all over the side of the boat, luckily over the side. And then the mackerel, it was like piranhas. Have you seen them in horror movies when they go mental? We caught loads then. I can't remember who it was with. Bobby or somebody used to work. And he said, can you do that again? No, I can't. But I'm a terrible sailor. I've got to tell you this. I come from a sailing background, not Teddy. Sailing background. All my relatives were fishermen and trawlermen and all the rest of it. I got seasick on the TriStar. Now, if you've ever been to Padstow in Cornwall, you'll know what the TriStar is. It's a big boat, but it's flat bottom because it looks like a steamer, and it just goes down the Camel Estuary, which is the river out of Padstow. I was seasick on that. I'm the world's worst sailor. I went to the Caribbean on a posh holiday when I wrote my first TV. Was it TV? Can't remember what it was. I got a load of cash for writing something. Anyway, me and Lisa went to the Caribbean. Part of it was 10 days on this boat over New Year, right? I puked up nearly every day. Well, certainly New Year's Eve. She didn't speak to me for a whole year. It was New Year's Eve, right? I'll just tell you the story. So I got the dicky bow on, the hired monkey suit, the rest of it. We're going to go to the gala dinner. And I think I'm impressed. We weren't married at the time. In fact, I asked her to marry me when I was on that cruise, and she said no. No wonder after the story I'm going to tell you now. There's a knock on the door. So I open the door, and there's no one there. I'm looking like there's no one. And suddenly, Mr. John. And I look down. There's a little Filipino woman. The old jokes are the best ones, right? And she says, I'm bringing you a tablet for seasickness. Oh, I won't want that, love. I'm all right. Come from generations and generations of sailors. I think you might. It might be rough. We were coming out of San Juan in Puerto Rico. Beautiful place. You ever get the chance, go there. Fantastic castle. Anyway, and she says, I need to show you the seat belts. I said, what? Seat belts? What do you mean seat belts? She said, for when you're in bed later. I said, come on then, come in. So she comes in. She was about 3 foot nothing, right? In fact, RD22, whatever his name is, bigger though. We get inside the cabin. Lisa's there as well. And underneath, she grapples underneath the beds and pulls out these huge seat belts. And she says, when you go to sleep tonight, make sure you put this around you so that you don't fall out of the bed. I said, fair enough. Thank you very much. Bye-bye. Off she trotted. Lisa said, are you going to take the tablet? I said, nah, I'll be all right. So she takes hers. I said, are you a wimp? So then we decide we go to the captain's cocktail party, which was on the top floor of the kind of a glassy thing at the very top, atrium type thing. So we go up, but the lifts aren't working, are they? 9 floors. The lifts aren't working because it's already getting rough. Right? He's got the stabilizers out, right? But the boat's still already doing this. Now, I knew there was something wrong when I walked into that room and all the crockery and glasses are sliding. And there's a big fat woman on an upside-down Christmas tree trying to climb up. No, I'm making that bit up. Shelley Winters. You're not seeing the side of it, did you? Anyway, we sit down and we get talking to the entertainers. The main entertainer was a guy called Ray Soler. What I remember about it was slick black hair, white dinner jacket, and white shoes, white leather shoes. And a couple from Leicester who were pretending they were Spanish because they were the Spanish guitarist at flamenco dancing. And I felt fine. Lee says, you all right? You don't need that type of... No, I'm all right. Fine. And then it got a little bit rougher. And you know when you start to sweat? I said, Lisa, I've got to go. She said, what do you mean you've got to go? It's not even got to midnight. It's not even 10 o'clock. No, I've got to go now, Lisa. I'm telling you, I've got to go now. So I start running out of this room. I think we just met the captain. He fell over when he shook my hand. And then we... down 7 flights of stairs. By the time I got back to the cabin, control yourselves, ladies, I was stark naked. I'd taken everything off because I'd hired this suit from Moss Bros and there was no way I was going to vomit down it. Wouldn't get me money back, would I? So I'm stripping off as I run down this corridor, banging. It was a bit like Titanic, but I was trying to escape from myself. Got in. Oof, I'm on the white phone all night. Forget the seatbelts. I didn't get to bed. I was that sick. I was as sick as a dog. Next morning, it's like TV. We've got pictures, but no sound from Lisa. She didn't talk to me till we got to Antigua. That was about 3 or 4 Caribbean islands down the itinerary. And she still brings it up to this day. So I'm a crap sailor. I don't even know how I got into that. But anyway, yeah, Steve Palmer's just sent me a $5. Thank you, Steve. $4.99. Keep up the good work, John. Thank you. And 5 stars. 5 gold stars. Thank you very much indeed. She's as working class as my pissy old pug dog is a greyhound, says Annette. Who are you talking about there? Who do we say was working class? Oh. The Labour Party are all compulsive professional liars, John, says Pam Millett. They have to be like that because they aren't any good at anything else, especially trying to run our country. I think you're right, my friend. Apparently, Shamina Begum is on her way back by dinghy. Is that a sailing dinghy? Oh, is that? Do you remember that? BBC will roll out the red carpet, says Leanne Tail. Yeah, she's probably already been booked for Celebrity Big Brother. Yeah, they're trying to get her back in. But they reckon if she comes back in a dinghy, they won't be able to get rid of her. That's the kind of effed up country we're living in now. Get Carter, 1970. What a great film that is. Hi, John. Unfortunately, he will survive. Labour will win tomorrow. Oh, yeah? You want to bet on it? I think the Greens will. MSM have been so pro-Labour over the last few days. I feel like my FB page, Facebook page, has been hacked with all the feeds on how great Labour are. Yeah, but they're so over the top, aren't they? About, oh, we're brilliant. Starmer, I'm brilliant. I've done this. I've done that. Yeah? When I grow up, and it's like interviewing Miss World. What do you want to be? I want to bring world peace. That's Starmer, isn't it? Huh? I want to be Nelson Mandela. But I won't be blacking up because it's offensive. Anyway, there we are. I don't think they'll win. I think the Greens will, which I think will be a disaster. Right, just before I go any further, I just want to say a little bit of a tribute to my mate. Nick Newbold, his name is. He died last year, a year to this day. A beautiful family he's got. And beautiful kids, and I was very close to him. I went to loads of sporting events. He was really into his sport, rugby internationals and stuff like that, football, massive supporter of Coventry City. He was on different boards of that. He's just an ordinary guy. He was in insurance. He had a good business that he'd built up himself, just basically retired, sold the business, and it's now time for him to relax with Siobhan, his wife. And then he died. I'm not going to go into too much detail, apart from to say this. Lads, it would be remiss of me not to say this. You know when you got something wrong with you, and I'm the prime example of this. Remember when I got my sepsis because I got me abscess where you wouldn't want an abscess, let me tell you, and I didn't go to the doctors. Bit similar to Nick. He didn't go to the doctors about a problem he had. But embarrassment can then end up killing you. So don't. And we're terrible lads. We don't even talk to our mates about it, do we? Well, we've got to be a bit more open. I'm not saying it's got to be kumbaya, all have hugs and all join the Green Party, but we've all got to be a bit more serious because he deteriorated over a couple of weeks. I went to see him in hospital and he looked like a wizened old man. And he was a beautiful bloke, a lovely bloke. In fact, they're naming a stand of, I think, the whole ground at Coventry Rugby Club after him now, which is a great tribute to him. But, you know, you meet some people in life. I had another guy like this, Dennis Keach, in Luton, who funded the children's hospice there. Another guy, selfless, completely selfless, extremely successful. In fact, Dennis was much wealthier than Nick ever was. But both of them were men that I'd like to have been. Nothing to do with the money, but that they had that selfless attitude. I haven't got that. I'm trying to have it, but it's difficult, isn't it? So I just wanted to say, Nick, wherever you are up there, mate, we're all thinking about you and we're looking after you, your kids. And we'll never forget you because you were a phenomenal bloke. He used to always say, whenever we said, shall we do this? He'd go, yeah, brilliant. That was like his catchphrase. Fabulous. What a man. And I'm losing too many people close to me at the moment. So don't you lot go dying on me, right? Don't do that, please. Let we go. Apparently, 90% of what people with Tourette's say is the truth. I think we need to elect some of these people to Parliament, then we might get some truth, says Tony Whitworth. You're right, Tony. What they say is, I don't understand it neurologically or whatever, and I'm not going to pretend I'm a doctor, but they don't have a filter. So they just say what they are thinking. Maybe we should all be a bit more like that. But I think it's terrible that was a film about Tourette's and it's ended up persecuting a man who had Tourette's. Starmer is getting away with all this, as all sides are the same. Labour, journos, the civil service, the Tories. We need a new game with our rules. I think you're right. John Turpin says, John, your pride and passion gives us all hope. Keep up with the 6 o'clock, John. 6 o'clock, John. Keep up with this 6 o'clock slot, John. Tea times will never be the same again. Yeah, I moved it to 6, and I thought no one would watch because they'd all be watching 6 o'clock news. But no one watches the BBC anymore, do they? So, yeah, it's a good time. But I've got to keep an eye on the time tonight because what time's kickoff? Is it 7:45 or 8? I'm desperate to watch it tonight. Desperate to watch it. That's John Turpin. Thank you, my friend. Terry says, first decent day of weather. Apparently hundreds have crossed the channel today. 450, Terry. Maybe 500. As you'd probably say, John, you just couldn't make it up. Completely correct. And the weather's going to be good for the next few days, isn't it? We're just not doing anything to deter them. It's like, welcome to the Hotel Britannia, not California. Huh? They don't want to check out. What's that? How's it go, that? Welcome to the Hotel California. You can't leave, but you can. It's fantastic. Squeeze his out. Annette Locke, where are we going? Zach, or his true name, Dave, this is the Green Party idiot, is a good reason people need to test before they're able to vote, says Annette. I agree with you, Annette. Nutcase, escaped lunatic. They should check their missing records. Thank you, my friend. Richard Pope says, how about mackerel in spicy tomato sauce on toast? I haven't eaten mackerel for ages, but a lot of people tell me it's the best fish to eat. got exactly the right oils in it, etc., and you can eat it straight out of the can. I don't know. What do you think? Where we go next? Andy Borg. How did Coventry get on last night, John? Taking the piss. Yeah, very funny, Andy. I made a big mistake, and I have apologised. I apologised before the show, and I've apologised during the show. I've even apologised to our lefty friend. So leave it out now. Well, we all make mistakes. I'm not the Pope, just in case you're wondering. So I'm not infallible. And David Katie says, it's tonight. It's tonight. Yes, I know. Den says, I think the ECHR is a great excuse to say, oh, well, there's nothing we can do. You're right there, Den, about this invasion. Will Farage achieve leaving if he does get in? No one knows. This is a good point from Leanne. She says, Maloney is putting the Navy in the Med to stop them. She is. You are correct. All right. That's 40 minutes. A lot of you have donated tonight, so I want to say thank you very much indeed for that. Thank you very much. I'm going to stop now because I want to get ready for the big game. I don't think we've even got any tea in. It's been Lisa's sister's birthday today, so everything's been a bit derailed. But anyway, I want to say a big thank you. I want to say a big thank you to everybody who's donated. So you lot are weird, and you can't measure it. It's like, obviously, the last week, when you get paid, you get a few more donations then, end of the month. But like, you have no donations, then you get loads, and there's no kind of logic to it. But I just want to say thank you to everybody who has donated over the past 24 hours. It's very kind. Oh, there's another one here just come in. Jaunty. I wanted to be middle class and be called Jaunty. Did I ever tell you my mum's maiden name is Whitty? So I should have used that. I should be John Whitty Gaunt. I'd have got a job on Radio 5 dead. What do you reckon? I'd have lasted about 3 minutes, but there we are. Den Spink says, try it, John. It's spicy. Hot, though, says Richard. Are we talking about mackerel still? Thank you very much. Jackie Ward, 3 love hearts. Thank you, Jackie. Play Up Sky Blues. We're on tonight. I think it's on Sky, so make sure you watch it. And no one has asked me what they think the score will. Well, it's the same as I thought last night. 3-1 to the City. I think so. Now, remember what I said. Don't go dying on me. I can't afford to lose any of the audience. But being serious for a moment, for Nick, what a man. What a man. And it makes you... When you lose... I'm losing somebody else at the moment who's not such a close friend, but he's very, very poorly. He's on a one-way street, if you know what I mean. And it just makes you realise you've got to try and live every day as if it's your last, haven't you? Make the most of it. Certainly I'm trying to live my life now. Be a bit more like that. Oh, hang on. I'm getting a bit philosophical. I'm going. Right. Catch you tomorrow then at 6 o'clock. Until then, thank you for all your help, all your contributions. And isn't it brilliant now? 7,000 subscribers. Let's get to 10 if we can in the next month or so. Tell all your mates. And I'll see you tomorrow at 6 o'clock. Until then, if you've got kids, give them a kiss, give them a hug. Hey. Don't forget to tell them you love them. And I'll see you tomorrow at 6. Cheers. Bye.